And all right, look like we back in progress. Greetings, or should I say Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thankful to be back again. This is part two for everybody except for YouTube Live. This is part three for you of Saul's jealousy of David. That's what we're going to call today. Saul's jealousy of David. And we're in 1 Samuel chapter 18. This is Assembly of the Righteous. And we're here every Sabbath day at 12 p.m. which is the beginning of the evening, which is 12 noon, the second half of the day, which is where we are at this moment in time. Also, just wanted to share with you is that today is August 23rd, 2025. August 23rd, 2025. Last night was the new moon. The new moon was last night. This is the first day after the night of the new moon. So last night was the new moon for I believe this is the 6 months coming in right now. No, this is the 5th month coming in right now from this new moon. We're coming into the 5th month. And I did a post on YouTube showing the 6th, 7th, and 8th month according to the moons. And we should be coming up on Day of Atonement and the blowing of the shofar pretty soon. I did a post on that on my YouTube page. Y'all welcome to go in there and check it out. I need to put it up on my Instagram. I need to do that as well. And I also gave a post from Eye of Wisdom. He was talking about the black moon. He was saying the black moon, but the black moon is really the new moon. And by it being the new moon, this is the beginning of a new month. So by this is the beginning of a new month, we actually have 13 months in a year because we have 13 new moons. So the more we do research, the more we find out. The more we find out, the more we know. The more we know, the more we grow into the knowledge of Yah and the creator system instead of what man has did by adding and taking away and sharing information the way he did. This is where the world has been deceived and is looking at things in a different light. So other than that, this is where we are today, and we're getting ready to get back into the scriptures. We are in, this is called today, Saul's jealousy of David. And we're in 1 Samuel chapter 18. We're at verse 17, but we're going to go back to verse 12. We're going to start at verse 12 and go into 17 as we go through. So we go back to 12, and verse 12 it states, and Saul was afraid of David because Yah was with him. And the reason why the Creator was with him is because Saul, verse 5, I'm just going to say verse 5. It's verse 5, it says, and David went out whithersoever Saul sent him and behaved himself wisely. And Saul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people and also in the sight of Saul's servant. In the sight of Saul's servants. This is the reason why he was scared, because number one, we know that the Creator put an evil spirit upon Saul and took his present spirit away, but it still was of the Creator, which a lot of people fail to realize. So it says, verse 12 again, and Saul was afraid of David because Yah was with him and was departed from Saul. 13. Therefore Saul removed him from him and made him his captain over 1,000, and he went out and came in before the people. This is another key to show that that David gained favor with the people because he dealt with the people. He came in and out among the people. And you know how it is when you get close to people, you get to talking to them, you get to know them, and you get to sharing information. As we start to get to sharing and knowing people, we get close to them either by their character, by who they are, and the things they do. No different than we get closer to the Creator by learning His Word. When the Creator says something, we get close to His Word by what He say, compared to when man says something, and we think this is what the Creator is saying because we're going by what's been put in a book that was given to us by the Council of Nicaea, which is a whole lot more than people really understand and know about today. But now, verse 14. And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and Yah was with him. Verse 15. Wherefore, when Saul saw but all Israel and Judah loved David because he went out and came in before them. He went out and he came in before all the people. He was wise the way he dealt with the people. Now, David married Saul's daughter. Now we're going into verse 17, and then the conclusion from verse 1. Now we're going into verse 17. And Saul said to David, behold, my elder daughter Merab. And Saul David said to and Saul said to David, behold, my elder daughter Merab. That's what it is? Oh, it's Merab then. I'm looking at it from where it's written. Merab, her will I give thee to wife. Only be thou valiant for me, and fight Yah's battles. For Saul said, let not mine hand be upon him, but let the hand of the Philistine be upon him. You see what he's doing? See how he's trying to be slick? See, he tried to kill David with the javelin. And Saul said to David, behold, my elder daughter Merab, her will I give thee to wife. Only be thou valiant for me, and fight Yah's battles. And it says, for Saul said, let not my hand be upon him, but let the hand of the Philistines be upon him. All right. I have some. And Saul said to David, behold, my elder daughter Merab, her will I give thee to wife. Only be thou valiant for me, and fight Yah's battle. Now he says fight Yah's battles. See, he wasn't saying that before. He wasn't even talking Yah, the Creator, Lord, before. And David said unto Saul, who am I, and what is my life, or my father's family in Israel, that I should be son-in-law to the king? But it came to pass, see that I should be son-in-law to the king. He's still king. But it came to pass at the time when Merab, Saul's daughter, should have been given to David, that she was given unto Adriel, the Meholite. Read that, baby. You good with this English? Thank you. Check that out in verse. Check that out in verse 19. Get that name for me. The end of verse 19. What you got on there on that name? Maholathite? Yeah. Maholathite? Hey, she got the English, y'all. Maholathite. But it came to pass at the time when Merab, Saul's daughter, should have been given to David, that she was given unto Adriel the Mehothite to wife. Verse 20. So he tried to give her off. He tried to give her off, but I thought he said her name. I thought he said what he said her daughter name. I think Micah. I thought she was the one that he said. And Micah, Saul's daughter, loved David. There we go. And they told Saul, and the thing pleased him. And Micah, Saul's daughter, loved David, and they told Saul, and the thing pleased him. It pleased Saul. And Saul said, I will give him her that she may be a snare to him. You see that? See that? Still trying to be slick. People don't see, and you know what? This is what I'm talking about. This is how people think that they can outsmart the Creator. This is what I'm talking about. People actually think they can outsmart. See, he said, well, he ain't, and this goes to show he still is not regarding the Creator. He don't understand. See, all the time when he was king, he was looking at Samuel. He thought, just like the people did back in the time of the wilderness, they were looking at Moses. They weren't looking at the Creator. The people were looking at Moses doing the work. And this is the people who really don't believe in the Creator. These are the ones who believe in idols. Thank you, Almighty. These are the ones who believe in idols, believe in things, nouns, person, places, or things. And when they put their energy, let me see, what's that? When they put their energy into these, when they put their energy into these, when they put their energy into something that they're worshiping, these are idol worshipers. They don't even realize it. Thank you. That just hit me right then and there, clear as day. Saul actually think that he ain't even paying no attention to the Creator. He's not even paying attention to the Creator. He's not giving the Creator. He never gave the Creator praise. He spoke on him, just like you heard here, fight the Lord's battle for me. But he don't, and this is the problem with the people of today. This is the key. Those who believe in Yah, this is the separation, y'all. See, this is what has happened. This is the reason why the people fell off in the first place. Thank you, Almighty. I see clear as day. I see clear as day. The people, the remnant is going to be those who believe and know of Yah, who really believes in the word of Yah and believe Yah, the spirit of Yah, and not the man. I had a conversation with a brother yesterday, and this brother was talking about a man. He was talking about Prophet Muhammad, and he was talking about who was his name that brought, Prophet Muhammad and Farrakhan. He said, well, who is it that you believe in? I said, I believe in Yah. I believe in the Creator. He said, yeah, but you have to believe in the man. I said, no. I believe in the Creator who guides me through all men, that gives me knowledge, because the knowledge is from the Creator. But the ones who give me the information, the Father led me to them to get the information that I asked him to bring me to in the first place. And I was breaking, he understood what I was saying. And I think I got through to him because he was looking at the first teacher who taught him was Muhammad, or I wouldn't say Farrakhan, but I don't know, Farad Muhammad or Elijah Muhammad, whoever. But the point is, he was of that nation, and he was a 5%er. And he asked me about the one who started 5%er. I said, well, I don't, he gave me the name. I said, well, I don't know, but I heard that name before. He said, well, have you heard this person? I said, well, he was the one who started 5%ers, right? He said, yeah, that's him. I said, yeah. I said, I heard, and I've been into a lot of information. I've been around and I listen. I don't limit myself to information. I don't limit myself to knowledge, because all knowledge is of Yah. And thank you, Father, for letting it come out the way that it's coming out right now, because it has to come. All knowledge is of the Creator, Yah. Some people say God. All knowledge is of Yah. But we have to recognize the knowledge we come to learn, the information we come to learn is from Yah through man. And as we come to learn the information, because all of us has a piece of the puzzle. We all have a piece of the puzzle. But we have to put that puzzle in correct order, because you can take some pieces and it won't fit. Some pieces is just not there correctly. Some pieces may go there, but may fit there, but it don't go there. And this is where we at today. So understanding right here, Saul is no different than the rest of the people of Israel who thinks of an idol and of a thing. You see what I'm saying? When you put your all into Yah, the creator, the almighty, the all of all, the creator of the universe, the spirit of all spirits, that gives life to the body, that gives the information. Those are going to be the ones who are saved. Those are going to be the ones who are the remnant. Those are going to be the ones who are going to be able to see and get an understanding of the reason why all things are what they are. That's why I know in Revelation 22, verse 6 through 10, it says, the prophecies of this book is at hand. It talks about the prophecy. It talks about the prophecy. It's not about a man. It's not about what someone say or other books or anything. It's about the prophecies. If you understand the prophecy, you understand the creator. Because the creator gave prophecies and information through man. So no different than right here. Saul said, I would give him her that she may be a snare to him. He didn't realize the creator got him. He know that the creator got his back. He seen that. He was afraid of David because he was afraid of David. Why? Because he seen Yah was with him. He seen the creator was with him. But in his mind, he still couldn't fathom, I can't get around the creator. And this is our learning, y'all. That's why when you go through these scriptures, it's sorry that them last three sisters ain't still here to understand what was being said. They pulled off after part one. But hey, Israel is Israel. That's why it talks about Jacob and it talks about Israel. Jacob is dead Israel. Those who mind can't fathom the creator. Israel is Jacob who is enlightened. Israel is those who has come to know and understand that Yah is all of all in all things. People that put their trust in man can't see the creator through man. That's the key. Okay, my sister Divine is back. Let me make sure it's her though. Pause it. Sister Divine, can you speak again to make sure it's you? I'm glad you're back.
Yes.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure, because some people may see this and try to come in. Yes, I just wanted to make sure, because some people will come in and try to disrupt the situation. I am glad you're back, because I've just shared some information, some vital information you just missed. And you may have seen on YouTube or somewhere else, hopefully you were, but I was just sharing when Saul was saying right here, I'm going to go back to 18 and bring it on down. And David said unto Saul, who am I? What is my life or my father's family in Israel that I should be son-in-law to the king? Verse 19 states, but it came to pass at the time when Mirab, Saul's daughter, should have been given to David, that she was given unto Adriel, the Meholite, how you say it, baby? Mehalathite to wife. Verse 20. And Michal, Saul's daughter, loved David, and they told Saul that the king pleased him, and the thing pleased him. Right here, verse 21 is what I was just referring to a few moments ago, before you came back, Sister Divine. It says, and Saul said, I will give him her that she may be a snare to him, and that the hand of the Philistines may be against him. Wherefore Saul said to David, thou shalt this day be my son-in-law in the one of the two. Therefore Saul said to David, thou shalt this day be my son-in-law, one of the twine, which is the one of the two. So Saul said that in order to snare David. But the key is Saul is of regular Israel. And this is what I was saying before you came back in, Sister Divine. Regular Israel, just like in the wilderness, and before they came out of Egypt, and when they was going through the wilderness, and I understand now why it said that some of them heard thunder and lightning, but some of them heard the word of God, the word of Yah, in the time of the thunder and lightning during the Ten Commandments. Why? It's because you got people who are not of Yah because they don't recognize the Creator, the Spirit of all things. They recognize persons, places, and things. They recognize substance. This is the reason why we have idolatry. People believe in a man, a thing, a person, place, or thing, a noun. They can't fathom that the Creator, the Spirit of all spirits, give us as people the information that we need through people. That's why that's why I always went. I don't know if you weren't here. When I'm going through Exodus chapter 20, verse 18, which connects to Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15 through 22. It shows us that the Father gonna speak through the man, which is the prophet, and he's gonna speak everything that the Creator said. But people are not looking at the Creator speaking through the man, they're looking at the man. Like what started this off, everybody and Saul was looking at Samuel. Instead of them understanding that the Creator is speaking through Samuel to give them the information. Saul, his whole time, was looking at Samuel instead of the Creator. Now, David comes, David believes and know in the Creator, and he's standing for the Creator, and Saul is jealous of David because David has favor of the Creator, but Saul don't see the Creator. Saul see man. Saul see David. Saul see Samuel. He can't see beyond the physical. He say it. Oh yeah, there's a God. There's this and that. But he don't believe it. He don't acknowledge it. He acknowledging what he see. And this is the problem with man today. Man is acknowledging Jesus, Emmanuel, Yeshua, Prophet Muhammad, Farrakhan, whoever. They're acknowledging the individual instead of acknowledging the Creator. And this is the reason why it's only going to be a remnant that's going to have the spiritual encounter to understand the Creator through man. That's how, and those outside, which are not Israel, which is of other nations, they're going to have the understanding. They're going to have to understand. That's the reason why in 21 again, hit this. And Saul said, I will give him her that she may be a snare to him. I will give him her that she may be a snare to him, and that the hand of the Philistines may be against him. See that? He thinking the Philistines gonna get rid of him. And if you're following as you're going through the story and not reading ahead of the story, all you gotta do is look at things as it's happening according to the life that they're living. Wherefore Saul said, David, thou shalt this day be my son-in-law, the one of the twine. One of the two. Verse 22. And Saul commanded his servants, saying, commune with David secretly. You see that? He's trying to be slick. Commune, And Saul commanded his servants, saying, commune with David secretly, and say, behold, the king has delight in thee, and all his servants love thee. And all his servants love thee. Oh, he's trying to be slick. He trying to be slick. Saying, commune with David secretly, and say, behold, the king has delight in thee, and all his servants love thee. Oh, you want to be slick and don't understand. The Creator see and understand everything you're doing. It says, now, therefore, be the king's son-in-law. And they trying to slick him into being the son-in-law now. He wanted to be the son-in-law so he can have kind of like control. And Saul's servant spake those words in the ears of David. And David said, seemeth it to you a light thing to be a king's son-in-law, seeing that I am a poor man and lightly, okay, now this is David talking. David, see, he's wise. He's wise in what he's saying, and he's recognizing his position. See, nowadays, people don't think like that. People think, well, I could be the president's son, or I could do this and I could do that. And they don't even have the qualifications to be in that position. Right? And Saul's servant spake those words in David's ear, and David said, seemeth this to you a light thing to be a king's son-in-law, seeing that I am a poor man and lightly esteemed? Ooh, boy, I know what's coming. I remember the story a little bit. 24. And the servants of Saul told him, saying, on this manner spake David. Oh, they told this to Saul. And the servants of Saul told him, saying, on this manner spake David. So now they saying what David said. So they're going back and forth now. And so don't forget, David is not a part or not around Saul now, because Saul put him over the camps of thousands and with the men of war. He put David with the men of war. So now they're coming back, putting in David's ear what Saul is saying. And David said, okay, well, you think it's this and that way? You want me to be a son-in-law? He's a king. I'm just out here. See, now he's out there with the warriors. Remember when he killed Goliath? Then he threw that javelin at him and missed him twice when he playing the music for him. Then he said, okay, God with him. I'm going to put him out there so the Philistines can kill him. So he kept going out, coming in. Everybody liked him. Understanding the story for what the story is. So, and the servants of Saul told him on this manner, saying, spake David. And Saul said, thus shall ye say to David. Here we go. The king desireth not any dowry. You see that? Law. See when we understand law? You see we understand law? You see what all was coming up? When you understand law, you're being prepared. You're in the understanding of things before it happens. When you understand law, you know what's going to come. You know what's coming about. You know how things are supposed to operate. Nowadays, people do what they want to do. We got people around here walking any kind of way, being any kind of way, because they have no, what does it say in Genesis 1 verse 2? They're void of understanding. They're void. They have no understanding. They just think they can do what everybody can do. You can't go in the courtroom and just talk any old willy-nilly, because they'll lock you up, right or wrong. You ain't going to no courtroom cussing and whatever. Lock them up. No, you're going in there with respect in the way that you know how to handle it. Just an example. And Saul said, thus shall ye say to David. So now what he's saying, he's sending word, because he's not amongst Saul now. So he's sending word to David. David is kind of talking to them in their conversation. See, David know he ain't stupid. He ain't dumb. He know they come in and they say, well, Saul said this and Saul said that. Well, I'm just this and that. He having a conversation with him. They going back telling Saul what David said. David ain't stupid. He's wise in the things that's happening. So he's saying that, and Saul said, thus shall ye say to David, the king desireth not any dowry, but 100 foreskins of the Philistines. You see this? Yeah. You see this? Say what, baby? Yeah. Check it out. And Saul said, thus shall thee say to David, the king desireth not dowry, but 100 foreskins of the Philistines. Y'all know what that is, foreskins, right? And if you don't know, it's the uncircumcised tail of a man. The full tail, that is. And the tail ain't in the back. The king desireth not any dowry, but 100 foreskins of the Philistine, to be avenged of the king's enemies. But Saul thought to make David fall by the hand of the Philistine. You see that? He tried to be slick. But Saul thought to make David fall by the hand of the Philistines. Right? And Saul, 25, and Saul said, thus shall ye say to David, the king desireth not dowry. That's a key word right there. See, a lot of people don't even understand what dowry is today. That's a key word. Y'all need to understand what dowry is. That's a key in this conversation. The king desireth not any dowry, but 100 foreskins of the Philistines, to be avenged of the king's enemies. But Saul thought to make David fall by the hand of the Philistines. 26. And when his servants told David these words, it pleased David well to be the king's son-in-law, and the days were not expired. The days wasn't expired, so it's a certain amount of time. You said how long is it supposed to be for a wedding situation in this day and time? Did you say what, a year and a half or something like that?
I said a year and a half.
When it comes to what?
Planning.
Huh?
For planning.
For planning for a wedding. Now, I didn't know that. A year and a half for planning for a wedding. Unless you got money.
Unless you rush to get it done.
Unless you rush to get it done?
Yeah.
Or unless you got money. They say usually take about a year and a half. So engagement is on for a year and a half before they get married in this day and time. But look at the dowry and what we're saying here. And when his servants told, verse 26, and when his servants told David these words, it pleased David well to be the king's son-in-law, and the days was not expired. And I'm going to make sure I underline that because that's the key as well. The days was not expired. See, these are things we don't pay attention to. A lot of people just read past this. They just read through. Oh, they don't pay attention to what they're reading. They don't understand the words that's being spoken and being said while they're reading. They just read. And they read over all kind of information without getting an understanding. That's why I try to read, go back, make sure that I'm putting the puzzle together as we're reading, as we're going through the scriptures. Now, and when his servants told David these words, it pleased David. Go ahead and this right here. It pleased David well to be the king's son-in-law, and the days were not expired. The days are of that point of view. Verse 27. Wherefore David arose and went, he and his men. See, he must have a certain one. Wherefore David arose and went, he and his men, and slew of the Philistine 200 men. You see that? You see that? 200 men. I sure wish I could have heard what Lay was saying about the kill at that point.
She was saying the commandments say.
I know she was saying even though the commandment said thou shalt not kill. Right. And I'm glad G1 came in and kind of explained the difference between kill and murder. Right. And it's a lot of things that this is the reason why. And I'm just going to speak on this point real quick. I wish she was still here to hear this. Since we just said that point. This is why we need to get wisdom, get knowledge, but in all our getting, we're supposed to get an understanding, because understanding will keep us in the things we need to know.
Yeah. That's why she was asking the question.
Yeah, she was asking a question about
She
it.
wanted to know how.
Yeah, but I wanted to make sure I hear her clearly.
Yeah.
You know, and I heard that point, but I also made that point clear when we was talking about murder and kill when I was doing the commandment. She was here for that. She was here for that point. But even though we got here, you know, she asked the question again, but I want to make sure I hear clearly because I don't want to hear something chopped up and I just give something opposite from that. But since we're having this, we're here at this point. The point of, according to the scriptures, when they talk about killing and murdering, there was wars going on in the scriptures. And in order for war to happen, someone must die and someone must live in the fighting of war. It's a lot of things that's going on today according to scripture because of the situations and the things as well. The reason we have war is because of number one is not mainly we're not keeping the commandments. That's number one. That's the bottom line. The reason why the children of Israel was to go in and fight the seven nations is because they wasn't doing what they were supposed to do in the land. So a lot of people don't even realize the laws was already here before they even got in the land over there. The laws has always been here from day one, which was in verse 3 of Genesis chapter 1. The light is the law. The first light was the laws. So that was right there. That was verse 3. The laws has always been here. But in these days and times, the Philistines was coming against Israel anyway. By them coming against Israel, they were enemies. So by them being enemies, they was coming up. They got the ark, even though the father allowed them to take the ark. The father even allowed them to beat Israel. So it's a lot of things that has happened that we have to get an understanding to when we read and understand what happened, the reason why, and the cause of the effect. There, that's universal law. See, what we're reading here about the things that's happening from man to man and man with man and against man is the spiritual laws. But the universal laws exceed the spiritual laws. That's where we got cause and effect. Cause, there's an effect because of a cause. If you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Cause and effect. That's spiritual. All of it is of Yah, of the Creator. But you have universal laws and you have spiritual laws. The spiritual laws is what we do with and to one another. How we should act according to one another. But this is where dharma comes in at. This is where karma comes in at. This is where all these other things comes in at that a lot of people don't have no knowledge of. Because they limit their knowledge. They limit their information. If you don't expand your knowledge further than what you already know, you will be only stuck with what you know. Me, myself, like I say, I equip myself to know of all things, but I don't worship nothing but the Creator according to his laws and his word. That's the key. When you start worshiping man and start, just because man come getting you, oh yeah, then you say in the name of. When you say in the name of, you just made whatever's coming after that an idol. Whatever it is. When you start bowing to things, even when I don't worship him as God, he's the Son of God. Who? Jesus, Emmanuel, Yahshua, Prophet Muhammad, all these other names. We all are the son of Yah. We don't put the rest of these prophets and people in the same category. Why should we put one individual in that category? I'm not saying that nobody didn't come because all these other prophets came. They did the same thing as these individuals that we're talking about today. No different. But it's where you put your mind at. That's where the second commandment come in its fullest form. But let's get back to the story. 27. Wherefore David arose, went, and he and his men slew of the Philistines 200 men. This one right here. 200 men. And you know what fantasizes me? That people I don't know. I'm not in people's head, but I can't see how people can't understand the breath of life is the creator, or it's at least part of his magnificence. Just life. That's Yah. When you look out there and see the grass growing, that's the creator. When you see just plain dirt, all of a sudden you start seeing grass come up. That's the creator. People, that just gets my mind that people don't get that. And David brought their foreskins, and they gave them in full tail. You see that? Full tail. That means the whole ding-a-ling. I'm going to say it like that.
What?
The whole ding-a-ling.
What does it?
That's what David did. He brought the foreskins and gave them in full tail. He cut off all their private parts. To the king, that he might be the king's son-in-law. And Saul gave him Michal, his daughter, to wife. He can't go past his word. He gave his word. And that's the problem today. People don't keep their word.
You sure that's it?
It said full tail, didn't it? Didn't it say full tail? What tail does a man have?
It says David brought their foreskins and they gave them in full tail to the king.
Exactly. They who? David and his men. 200 dinglings.
Something wrong with David.
No. What it was is,
He was extra.
there you go. There you go. He was extra. Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do, and he did it plus.
Oh, wow.
He did it plus. That he might be the king. I gave them in full tail.
Okay.
Underline that right there. Something, ain't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
He made sure they were dead, because I don't know nobody can walk around like that. Philistines, 200 men, and David brought their foreskins, make sure I say foreskins, in full tail. And they gave them in full tail to the king, that he might give the king's son-in-law, and Saul gave him Michal, his daughter, to wife. 28. And Saul saw and knew, and Saul saw and knew that Yah was with David, and that Michal, Saul's daughter, loved him. You see that? When you know the Creator is with you, man, that right there, if I was Saul, even though that the faith of the Creator took it, I'd have been like, Father, well, I don't know, maybe because he couldn't see. Saul couldn't see, like a lot of people today. They can't see. They don't understand that the Creator is spirit. And people, that just gets I don't understand how people cannot see that the Creator is spirit, and we must worship him in spirit and truth. I can't see it. I don't even understand it. And Saul saw and knew that Yah was with David, and that Michal, Saul's daughter, loved him. 29. And Saul was yet the more afraid. See that again? And Saul was yet the more afraid of David, and Saul became David's enemy continually. You see that? Right here. And Saul became David's enemy continually. And you know what? That right there, it's just sad. You see somebody that the Creator is with, and that goes with today. People that see that the Creator is with you, and they'll still try to come against you. This is what trips me out. If I see somebody with the Creator, I say, the Creator must give him favor. You know, and I wouldn't see. I'm not one to dislike somebody for nothing. Somebody has to do something to me in order for me to dislike them. And I mean, do something like I told a brother earlier this week. I say, I really have to, it's something you really have to did to me for me to take you out my phone. I got numbers for years that's in my phone right now. When I say year, I mean years. But it's only been a very few. I can almost count on one hand, barely two. I've actually erased out my phone. Barely two. I've erased out of my phone that I don't even want to deal with, period. And for me to see that a person is like that, you can't see the creator in the things that they're doing. I'd be scared of that type of person. I mean, not the one who don't like the person. I'd be scared of the person. When I say scared, I don't mean scared. I'd be respectful for the person that I know that the creator is with. I'd be respectful to that person. I'd say, man, I see the creator with you. I'd be trying to learn information. I may have my thoughts, and that's okay. We all have thoughts. I was at a certain place at one time in life, and I understand that I don't know everything. But by me learning what I don't know, that gains my knowledge. So if I see someone that the creator is, I know that the creator, I'm seeing it, understanding it. That's the devil with him. That's this and that. Wait a minute, hold on. How do you know? Even the devil is the spirit of the Father, what people call the devil. Okay, we got something over here. Let me see what this is over here. Robert Craig, especially when they say in the name of Jesus. Yep, exactly. I was sharing that a little earlier. And Brother Robert Craig said, well, if they see that Yahweh is with you and they still come at you in an evil way, then that is, let me make sure I can get that up. Then that is definitely is that definitely is of Satan. You definitely right, bro. 100%. They are of Satan. You know that? They are of an evil force or a evil spirit. You know, because I still say Satan ain't nothing but an individual or the system. The system is Satan, and the individual, the spirit within them, is Satan. That's my point of view when it comes to Satan and all that other stuff when it comes to that. And I'm not saying there's no evil spirits out here in the world, but they are upon the people and within people, and people who allow themselves to be taken by those or possessed by those spirits. The only way to get rid of them is to get in this word, get in this law, let this law become a part of you, and that will flee from you. Those different spirits will flee from you once you get into the word and study Yah's word, not the word of man, but you have to come to understand what's the word of man and what's the word of Yah. So again, verse 29, it says, and Saul was yet the more afraid of David, and Saul became David's enemy continually. Verse 30 and last verse. Then the princes of the Philistines went forth, and it came to pass after they went forth that David behaved himself more wisely than all the servants of Saul, so that his name was much set by. His name was more set than Saul's was. Was much set by. Say, then the princes of the Philistines went forth, and it came to pass, after they went forth, that David behaved himself more wisely. I wonder what meant forth was. That David behaved himself more wisely than all the servants of Saul. He know how to deal with people. Then the princes of the Philistines went forth. Now, I don't know what they went forth and did, because it was 200 men that he slew and got the tail, got the penises of them. Then the princes of the Philistines went forth, and it came to pass, after they went forth, that David behaved himself more wisely, and all the servants of Saul, so that his name was much set by. His name was much set by. Okay, we only got 58 minutes in this. We're gonna cut this short today. Not short. We're gonna cut it where it's at. Next week we'll start on chapter 19. This is where we at today in chapter 18. But I hope we got some information out of this today, and this is something. I mean, we can really see where a person, well, an individual, I'm not going to say a person, where an individual can actually have hate for someone that the Creator is with. But just like my brother over here, just my brother Craig said, it shows the Satan in them, devil in them. And this is what I mean by the ones that's supposed to be of the remnant. No, the remnant, shall I say, not supposed to be of the remnant. Those who are of the remnant, they're going to be able to see through and understand the situation. And like I say, everything that we're looking at right here that we're reading is going on today. We just have to see it in our lifestyle, how we're living. We have to see it how we're living. And until we're able to see it in the lifestyle that we're living or in the way that we're living today, until then, we're still growing. This baby is swollen.
What? Let me see.
No, it sounds swollen to you?
Yeah, is it hot?
Nope, it's not hot. Just swollen. Cut my finger earlier this week, y'all. I cut the tendon in my baby finger. So I got to do surgery Wednesday next week. I got to have surgery, so we'll see what happens. But other than that, y'all can see and hear for yourself. Usually I like to ask questions or anything after this, but this which come I can barely hear. It's going in and out, and I just hope that Blade come in tomorrow night, and we can have that conversation. Cause I'm having another computer. I got to get another computer. We're gonna go in the morning. You gotta work tomorrow?
I do.
Okay, well, I'll probably go after I drop you off. They might want to be open when I take you to work. But maybe when I pick you up, we'll probably go to Best Buy. Huh?
Yeah, we can scoop.
Yeah, we'll go to Best Buy when I pick you up tomorrow. And I'm going to get that computer. I got to get a computer. Definitely got to get a computer. But other than that, just wanted to share with you that we're here every Sabbath. This is the Assembly of the Righteous. We're here every Sabbath, starting at noonday, which is what we call the beginning of the even. It's the even point of the day. You got one half, morning, which is the evening, start till the darkness, which is noon, what we call noon as man, but what Father called as even, which is the evening of the day. We start here every Sabbath at 12 p.m., according to man's time, and we build. I'm just thankful for everybody that's here. I'm thankful for everybody that came here. Hopefully the ones that came will get a chance to listen to the full message and get a better understanding, because I get it that the world has been deceived. I know that the world has been deceived. It's in the scriptures. But a lot of people are still where they are, and until we have an open mind to see and try, number one, to see and ask the Creator to give us information and understanding to what it is He's trying to show us, until then, we will always be where we are, and we'll be under the tutelage and the guidance of the ones who is in control of the world today, which is the Romans, which is the Roman Empire, which is who gave Christianity, and the idols of today. So other than that, I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1-3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwelled, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And if you'd like to get in contact with me, you can always call me at or text. Call or text me at 770-572-5315. Or you can email me again at 770-572-5315. Or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. Also, you can catch me on my YouTube and my X Twitter. My X is what they call today, which used to be Twitter. And also on my YouTube page, which is Juice Pro 33. That's JUICEPRO33, all one word, not separated, but all together. You can please like, subscribe, and share on my YouTube page, please. That's Juice Pro 33. And that was my X, what we used to call Twitter. And also, you can catch me on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram and TikTok is LKHYYM_the juice. That's LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's Lakaim_ the juice on my TikTok, on my Instagram and TikTok. And also you can catch me on my other TikTok page, which is at Michael the Juice Harris altogether. That's at MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. All right. Also, you can catch me on my Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. There's my Facebook, which is Mikael Harris. Again, MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. You can also check me out on my full video on YouTube, which is my Zoom. And you can also see the full video from Zoom on Patreon and Rumble.com. Patreon.com/LKHYYM or Rumble.com/LKHYYM. Now, if you'd like to check out on the platforms, which we usually have live on the platform, which is on Sundays, the night after Sunday, but the world calls Sunday night. The night after Sunday at 9 p.m. is Fight Fire with Truth. That's Fight Fire with Truth on at 9 p.m. the night after Sunday. And also on Monday nights, or the night after Monday, we have Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. That's 9 p.m. after the day of what we call Monday. And on today, we have the Sabbath assembly, the assembly of the righteous on the Sabbath day at 12 p.m., which we call noon, which is really the beginning of the evening of the day. Now, what's coming in September is the introductory sovereign class of knowledge. Introductory Solving Class of Knowledge will be starting in September, and you'll have to sign an NDA for that. And as we go through that information, because that will be private and that will be Zoom only. Zoom only. That's private. And then for those who go to the advanced class, which after they get into their private office, then we will have Freedom Sovereign Advanced Class of Knowledge. All right, that will be on Wednesdays, days after. So other than that, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We getting ready to pull out, and we're gonna say bye first to Zoom, since you're the longest running so far. Peace, my brother Robert Craig. It's good seeing you again. I'm glad you came through. It looked like we have a number 2 on here. I don't know who's the second one on here, but whoever you are, we thank you for coming and thank you for being here. And all I ask is please like, subscribe, and share, and we can move from there. Other than that, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye, and always, before we go, and I should have did this first, I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And we're going to smile our way out, and we're going to say bye to everyone. Other than that, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekebo, Vakuto Violam, Vaed, Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Bliss be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Praise you Almighty for the reading of the word. Thank you for another beautiful Sabbath day. Thank you for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to lift the spirit of deep sleep from us and allow us to grow in your word in every will, in every way. In the holy word we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Father. And for everybody else, my brother Cass, love you, bro. Hope you and Bev is doing very well. We love y'all. Joanne sending her blessings, my son as well as myself. Can't really hear too much on this end. So what I like to do is please come in tomorrow night if you're, I know you 5 hours ahead of us, but hopefully you'll be able to get in and we can really hear more conversation. Other than that, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Love you, bro. We'll talk soon and always. Peace. See that? And there we go. Okay. So now, over here on Facebook, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We love you, appreciate you, and always. Peace. There we go. And over here on Instagram, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We love you, and always. Peace. All right. And over here on YouTube Live, we thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We love you, appreciate you, and always. Peace.